Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you about the system of equations using three variables. This word problem is pretty interesting and I wanted to talk to you about how to tackle word problems and how to approach them in general. The first thing is I'm going to advise you that you read each sentence and stop at every period and try to make sense of that sentence first before you continue to move on to the next one and so on. So when we read the first sentence, it says 3 varieties of coffee, coffee A, coffee B, and coffee C are combined and roasted. Combined and roasted mathematically means they're put together, means they're added. That's how I think about it. Yielding, so the outcome, so equals a 55-pound batch of coffee beans. So if I want to translate this into words, I can do this. Actually, if I want to translate it into an equation, sorry. So this is my first equation. Now, I stopped and translated that first sentence. Now the second sentence. Twice as many pounds of coffee C, which retails for $10.19 per pound, are needed as coffee A, which sells for $15.21 per pound. So if we notice that second sentence is actually two sentences combined in one. We have information that can be put together, and I underlined that twice as many pounds of coffee C are needed as coffee A. Now, also, they threw in some numbers that are retail values for the pound of coffee of each brand, A, B, and C. Now, because this sentence is kind of a mix of two kinds of information, I'll move on just to peek at our third sentence, and it's also talking about retail value. So now that assures me that the retail values actually are for the next one, are linked to the next one. Also, they're linked to my last question right here. So, I'm just going to take this sentence that I underlined, and I'm gonna ignore the retail values that are thrown in this sentence for a little bit and try to summarize that one. Well, if we notice, they're saying that twice as many pounds of coffee C are needed as coffee A. Well, our deal here is actually to make them equal, because I want an equation. If coffee C is twice as much, how can I make coffee A equal to it? So coffee C is already twice as much, it's already multiplied by 2. How can I make my coffee A equal to it? And the answer is I have to double coffee A so that they would become equal to each other. So that's my second equation right here, which I'm trying to, alright, well, that's good enough. Creating some space for my third one. Okay, so the third one, actually some of it is blended in my second sentence, and then the third sentence is kind of a short one right here. So they're saying that coffee C retails for $10.19 per pound. So that means, what if I have 5 pounds of coffee C? Well, I'll need to multiply the 5 pounds by the price per pound to get the total. So that tells me that I'll need to multiply the money by the pounds of coffee C for that one specifically. And I know I'm blending them, because if we continue, it says how many pounds of each coffee should be used in a blend. So I'm blending them, and I knew that from the top sentences, so I didn't even need to read the question yet. plus, and similarly, I'll put everything together for coffee A and coffee C. So similarly, I put A and B together with their money per pound, and my letters here represent the amount of coffee, so how many pounds of coffee. So that's why I'm multiplying the money and with the pound amount. So I'm putting all those pounds together to get 55 as a total. And also for this I'm talking about pounds, and similarly I'm multiplying the money with the pounds to get the money for that however many pounds I have for C, and however how many pounds I have for A, and however many pounds I have for B. Alright, well, it's not done because I don't have an equal sign. So if I can just rearrange those to create some space, that would be great. Alright, well, that's good enough. So if I continue reading, how many pounds of each coffee should be used in a blend that sells for $12.61 per pound? Well, let's remember that our blend is actually 55 pounds. That's what we want to get to. So if it sells as a blend, as all together, how many pounds of each coffee should be used in a blend that sells for, that blend sells for $12.61 per pound. So if I have $12.61 per pound and have 55 pounds, well, I can multiply those together. And that would get me however many pounds, or 55 pounds times the amount of money, and that would be my total money at the end. So let's put our equations together. Okay, so looking at our equations, we have equation number 1, that's check, equation number 2, and equation number 3, I just multiplied the price per pound for the blend times 55. So 12.61 times 55 is this number. Now what you need to do is to rearrange your variables so that they line up. So my top equation, or I'll call it equation number 1, will have a plus b plus c equals 55. So equation number 2, I have c, and I'll subtract that 2a to the other side so that the equal signs will line up. So that becomes negative 2a, and here I'll have a 0. And then the bottom equation, I'll just rearrange that one side of the problem as follows. So I'll have that 15.21, bring the a under the a's, b's under the b's, and the c's under the c's. I'm not changing any signs because I'm moving them on the same side of the equal, so I'm not subtracting to the other side or anything like that. So they're all on one side, so I'm just rearranging them so that the c's would line up, b's and a's. Now I know that we practiced how to solve these in class, and I'm going to give you a hint, and then I'll let you do the work and bring it to class. So I know that this equation number 2, actually doesn't have b. So all I need to do is I need to figure out how to cancel b one more time. So I know we practiced in class many problems like that, so I hope that this is easy. So the hint is to work with 1 and 3 and to try to cancel b one more time. So obviously for equation 1, you'll need to multiply that one by negative 12.99. You'll need to multiply everything in that equation by that number, so that the b would become negative 12.99b plus equation number 3, and the b's would cancel. And then you'll get a fourth equation that you can add to this equation number 2. So adding 1 and 3 will get you equation number 4. Then you work with 2 and 4 like we did in class to figure out a variable, plug it back in one of the equations that have 2 variables to figure out the second one, and then plug the 2 variables that you figure out in one of the equations that have 3 variables to figure out the third one. Alright, good luck. Thank you.